This is the backstory of Isabella Smith, aka the Pilgrimess. So she actually was an orphan and she was homeless, but she wanted to move to a different town to start a new life after everything she had went through. By the way, the Pilgrimess story is based off of a true story that happened in 1675. So she tried to move to a town in New England, and the colony did not take kindly of outsiders. They were very protective of the colony and the town that they built. When she moved to the town, she was very much isolated in her own little bubble. She never really spoke to people. She was cut off from the town and isolated. Eventually, in the town, people started passing away and being unalived from an illness that happened randomly. People already had their suspicions of her being a witch because how she looked. Once so many people started being unalived by this illness randomly, they started being suspicious about Isabella, aka the Pilgrimess. A local town priest ended up pinning all the citizens' deaths on the Pilgrimess, aka Isabella Smith, saying she was the reason for the illness and all the deaths, and she practiced witchcraft in the town of New England. And despite her pleas of being innocent and her saying she was, eventually the priest ended up becoming ill after him accusing her. So things got a little bit more fish here. Then the priest ended up being unalive from his illness. That made the town even more curious that she was a witch, and they really was studying them like she's a witch. Eventually the town ended up chasing Isabella into a burning barn, the whole town, but she ended up coming out the barn not touched, with not one wound. Now they're really thinking she's a witch, y'all. She didn't get touched outside this barn, and it was on fire, y'all. So the whole town have decided that she is a witch after that situation. They ended up setting her up for a trial of death, where she was stoned to death by children and spat on and cursed out by both kids and adults. They left her starving for weeks and weeks, to the point it ended up causing her death, and she was unalived. It never was confirmed was she a witch or not, and that question still floats in the air. Not even Cyrus acknowledged it. This whole story could have just been a movie. I'm not gonna lie. This was the craziest story, or at least one of the craziest. Stop sleeping on the Pilgrimage, y'all. But with that being said, shall we continue? And if so, which ghost do we do next?